It is April 5th, 2021, and this is the latest news for Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. Follow along.
You're watching dcbornrob, erasing borders. And now, the news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located, and thanks for watching. My name is Rob Christian, also known as dcbornrob or DC Rob. I go by them all. Thank you guys for watching. I've been out of the loop for the past, 5 or 6 days or whatever it was. My girl and I went to Florida, went to Miami and to Key West. Key West, amazing. That is my new city in the United States of America. Look for that video to come out in a couple of days. Anyway, things are getting tight in Medellin again. They're locking things down. I have a few stories for you tonight. Let's just jump right in. It's getting to be fall of 2020-ish, if you remember that. So let's jump into the first story. Nightly curfew in Medellin and Antioquia, March 25th through April 19th. What they did was just extend it from just passing Easter until the 19th of April. So, and it's pretty restrictive. So let's read into it. A nightly curfew and dry law in Medellin and Antioquia was during Semana Santa and is extended to April 19th due to an increase in ICU occupancy in Medellin and in Antioquia. According to El Colombiano, the governor of Antioquia, Luis Fernando Suarez Velez, said that starting Thursday, March 25th, there will be a nightly curfew and dry law in the 125 municipalities of the Department of Antioquia, and this is confirmed on the Antioquia government website. Also, Pico y Cédula will return in Medellin and the rest of Antioquia starting on the 25th, which is it's already in play, which only applies to commercial activities like grocery stores and going to the bank, and does not apply to transportation like using the Medellin Metro, and does not apply to restaurants, churches, or pharmacies. So remember that. It's just basic retail shopping, it sounds like. Okay, according to El Colombiano, on March 30th, Luis Fernando Suarez confirmed that given the increase in COVID-19 cases and the occupation of 90% of the ICU beds in the department, it was decided to reinforce the restrictive measure that will be enforced in the coming days. From March 31st to April 4th, the curfew in Medellin and all 125 municipalities of Antioquia will be nightly from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Wow. Okay. According to El Colombiano, on April 4th, the nightly curfew in Medellin and Antioquia will be extended until April 19th. In Medellin and the Aburra Valley and Rio Negro, El Santorio, Marinilla, El Retiro, Warne, La Queja, El Carmen, Boral, San Vicente, La Union del Oriente, the nightly curfew from 5 to 19, from April 5th to the 19th is from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. nightly, also with dry laws. In the rest of Antioquia, and the nightly curfews are from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. with a dry law on these days. Wow. It's tight. It's tight. Listen to that door shut. Wow. Okay. For cities with ICU occupancies between 50 and 69%, and you're not going to know what the ICU occupancy is in certain areas, but they have changed the hours of Pico y Cédula and so on. So if you're 50 to 70%, 70 to 80%, and so on is 10 to 5 a.m. They're just adjusting the time. So what matters is the city. So I would look for the information for the city that you're going to. But for Medellin, I'm going to read these out. Nightly curfew and dry law in Antioquia, March 25th to April 19th. Note the nightly curfews and dry law are only from midnight to 5 a.m. from March 25th to March 30th, which is already passed, and from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. on March 31st to April 4th, and from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. from the 5th through the 19th. So let's read the days, and we are on the 5th already. All of these stories are updated. Looks like today, as a matter of fact, April 5th. So let's start on April 5th. This evening, right now, I think, April 5th, 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. in Medellin and in the Aburra Valley, and 9 other municipalities, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the rest of Antioquia. So that's a tight one. You got to be in. Wow. And dry law. So April 6th, tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. Wow. Okay. April 7th, 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. The 8th, let's look and see what's different because it looks like they're all the same. 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. on the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So up until April 19th, it's almost 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfews in Medellin, Colombia, on top of having pico y cédula. And that's a dry law during those hours too, which means they cannot sell liquor. Don't know how that's going to work with the restaurant. So hopefully certain restaurants are still open, like Sweet Georgia Cafe. Make sure you get by Sweet Georgia Cafe. Talk to Rob, tell him that DC Rob sent you there, as well as get over to Brooklyn's and tell Chef Jay that DC Born Rob told you to stop by. Okay, next story. Curfew in Antioquia will go until Monday, April 19th. These are all the headlines. I just wanted to show you. This is a picture of Parquilleres. Straight ahead is Parquilleres, and it is like bare. Wow. It is tight. Okay, next quick story says Mayor Quintero asked for isolation for those who arrive on vacation. So not only that, I know there's been some question about, are we supposed to quarantine when we get in anyway? Actually, I'm looking to go in about 3 weeks from now. Since I've been vaccinated, I'm not as concerned. And I know people are going to go anyway. So I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can to make an informed decision about your travel. This is a travel channel. People travel anywhere. But this video is about Medellin. So Mayor Quintero asked for isolation for those who arrive on vacation. That means me. That means you. That means anybody else who's going. He's suggesting that. Okay. So preventive isolation, permanent use of face masks, teleworking, avoiding visits or trips for the next 2 weeks is the suggestion that the mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero, made to travelers who return to the city this Sunday after the vacation period of Holy Week. So same as all the other ones, the Christmas and New Year's, when people went out and party and, you know, extended weekends, extended holiday weekends, people came back with a higher rate of positivity. It looks like they're not taking it as seriously as they should. So the mayor is suggesting that. I know there's been something in writing that says that they're asking you to quarantine when you get there, but the following, if you know where that is, and you know who I'm talking to, there's a section in the paragraph right after that that does not mention it. And nobody on my channel that watches my videos or that is in our group, which we are over 315, 320 strong right now, join our group. It's a community of like-minded travelers, specifically to Medellin, Colombia. It's called Colombia Bound. So if you want to join, send me your WhatsApp number and your name to dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com, and I'll send you an invite. Okay, that was the mayor of Medellin. So Bogota could have a general quarantine this weekend. You know what general means? That means locked tight. Can you hear that? That's right, tight. Mayor Claudia Lopez announced a series of measures to face the increase of COVID-19 infections. Now, it's not in place yet. She needs to get authorization from the president, Duque. So this is another one. All these stories, as a matter of fact, are from today. Mayor Claudia Lopez also reported that the following measures are agreed during the National Epidemiological Committee, which are subject to approval by President Ivan Duque. So the president has to agree. But here's what she wants to do. 1, accept a peak measure and ID. So pico y placa, proposed by the national government from today until April 19th. And we get pico y placa, pico y cédula. That's where you have to, the last digit of your, either your passport or your cédula, which is your Colombian ID, that if it ends in an odd number, you can go out and shop retail, grocery stores and things like that. And if it's even, you can go out on even days and do the same things. But again, it does not apply to restaurants or hotels. Okay. 2, she says, make a general quarantine from next Thursday, April 8th. That's this Thursday, 3 days from now, from 10 a.m. at night until Monday, April 12th at 4 a.m. So she's saying from the 8th to the 12th, you're locked down. This is what she's trying to propose. Okay, the general quarantine scheme will be repeated from Thursday, April 15th at 10 p.m. until Monday, April 19th. So she's not only doing it from the 8th until the 12th, or requesting that, but she's also requesting it from April 15th at 10 p.m. until the 19th. So she's locking down a couple of weekends is what she's doing. In this way, we will have 4 days of biosecurity work and study and 3 quarantine. The entry and exit of vehicles to Bogota will be restricted. Whoa, they're blocking the streets. In coordination with the toll administrators and the entrances and exits of the city, it will be 7 days of effective care to mitigate the increase of the contagion and ICU occupancy. So again, the ICU occupancy is what is really critical, because if they're at 90% or something, and it's higher than that in Medellin, they're locking it down. They feel like, I guess, this is their only recourse. I know you guys aren't happy about it, but I mean, it is what it is. So how are we going to work with it? Okay, Bogota decrees an orange alert due to the increase in ICU occupancy. Again, another story from today. Claudia Lopez announced this Monday the hospital system of Colombian capital entered an orange alert due to the increase in occupation of intensive care units, and decreed the new measures to reduce the intensity of the third peak of COVID-19. So they think they may have another peak. ICU beds are getting full again. Man, we've been through this the fall last year when they were trying to open up. It was going back and forth with this, but here we are again. COVID-19, this is a UCI occupation panorama for Colombia. Says, according to the map of availability and occupancy of beds in intensive care units, the administration by the Ministry of Health, one of the most critical situations in Colombia occurs in the department of Antioquia, where the quota is already over 90%. And this is Medellin. The situation that worsens in Medellin, where the figure for this type of enabled space is 3.36. So that means 96.4% full in Medellin. So Medellin is leading, not a good race to lead in, but something similar happens in the department of Magdalena. There are 275 beds installed and only have 38 available. That is 13.82%. Although if we look specifically at the situation in Santa Marta, it is more serious since it only has 5.43 percentage left. Wow. Okay. This one's from Minuto 30. Attention, Minsalud announced the resolution that would allow private individuals to buy vaccines. Yes. So it's not a done deal yet, but this is the resolution that he's putting out there to hope to get adopted, which means the companies can buy it and sell it to those who want to get it. Agree with it or not, it's happening. The Ministry of Health issued on Monday, April 5th, again today, what would be the resolution with which the national government gives the green light for private individuals to be able to independently purchase vaccines. They're trying to make money off of this. I mean, anyway, you get the gist of this story. They're buying and selling it instead of giving it to those who need it first. Minuto 30 again. Irresponsible man infected with COVID-19 went for a walk to the coast by bus and returned from the trip. He died. Okay. Again, dated today. Through his Twitter account, a doctor decided to share the story of irresponsibility by the man who, infected with COVID-19, decided to go for a walk all Easter. Okay. The doctor reported that the 43-year-old man had already presented respiratory symptoms on the eve of the greater week. However, he decided to go for a walk to La Costa by bus. He was there all Holy Week until yesterday, then started their return trip by bus. At the height of Valdivia, Antioquia, Maluquio, marked increase in your shortness of breath. He arrives on the same bus that he came, full of passengers and marked respiratory distress, saturating at 13 out of 100%. And you know, if your oxygen level, 13%? Below 90 is rough. So 13% with a horrible chest x-ray, said Mateo Valencia, the doctor who shared the story on Twitter. The man was in serious condition and the coronavirus attacked his respiratory system in such a way that he died hours after entering the clinic. What we all wonder is, how many patients did he infect? They are 8 days of contagious tourism, a sadness, concluded the doctor. This story has gone viral on social networks. And what it intends to raise is to raise awareness regarding the citizens that must continue to be faced with COVID-19. It should be noted that the Department of Atlántico is one of the most affected currently in the middle of the third peak of COVID-19 that is enforced in the country. A couple more stories for you. Again, if you're getting any benefit out of my stories, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos, and hit like. Like helps the YouTube algorithm. The more you hit like, the more you stop this video right now and go down and hit like, the more they show it to other people. So much appreciation for everybody who does that. Okay, this one is the Valle de Cauca will apply the curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. and starting this Monday. So it says, and this is another story from today, it says the government of Valle de Cauca issued this Monday the decree that establishes that the curfew in the department will begin at 10 p.m. and will end at 5 a.m. the next day from this Monday until April 19th. So they're getting it going from today. It should be mentioned that this measure does not apply to Cali, where the mayor's office will apply this measure from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. indefinitely. So that's Cali, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. indefinitely. It's crazy. Regarding Buenaventura, where the government's provision does not apply, no restrictive measures such as a curfew and peak and cedula were decreed because, according to the Secretary of Health, the occupation of the units of intensive care is at 20%. So they're saying they got enough beds, so it's okay for you to keep on coming. Anyway, that was the last story that I wanted to share with you today. Please look out for my video. Should be a couple of days, 2 or 3 days before I can get all the video downloaded. But let me tell you something. The Florida Keys, oh my God. I've been to 35, 36 states in this country. And some cities over and over and over again, of course, with trade shows in Vegas and Florida and San Diego and New York and Nashville and Chicago and Seattle. And I've been all around this, but let me tell you something. The most beautiful city I've ever seen in the United States. That was a good trip we just had to Miami and Little Havana. Last night was sketchy. Miami Beach, South Beach is just straight. I don't have a good word, so I'm gonna hold off on that, and hopefully I'll show you some video as soon as we start walking down the street after we park our car. Anyway, look out for that video to come in a couple of days. Again, if you're getting any benefit out of my videos, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos, and like, of course. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.